wrong one. There it is. Good morning. It's Tuesday, the 23rd of January 2018. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk. Coming to you, me pushing the wrong buttons this morning as well. Coming to you live from Television Centre here in Bracknell, boys and girls. Welcome along to the show. Didn't do much yesterday after I spoke to you yesterday morning. I did take the car down to Toyota. Good morning, Toyota. I went to Toyota yesterday to have a car, to have my tyre repaired. I had a screw, and it was right in the middle of the tread. Bang in the middle of the tread, so that means it's repairable. If it's on the side, or sort of near the side of the tread, often you can't repair the tyre. But in this case, fortunately, it was right in the middle, so they done it in Toyota. And no charge for that. I didn't know that. They don't charge for punctures. That's good, isn't it? So not only did I also had a free cup of tea while I was there. 2 biscuits were offered to me. Two biscuits were offered to me, but I refused them. What with being very serious on my slimming world, as you well know, 2 stone lost, and that's it. So I didn't do that. After that, I went swimming. Then I didn't do much else for the rest of the day, to be honest. I went to... I didn't go anywhere else, actually, I don't think. No, yes, I did. I went to the shop, went to the supermarket, went to get some bits and pieces in there to make my campfire stew. Oh, yes, which I did last night, just before I came to bed. Had a little sleep, got up again, watched a load of telly last night. I watched 2 episodes of The Travellers on Netflix. It's like a science fiction type thing, but without monsters and spaceships. No monsters and spaceships. Very, very disappointing, really. There's another excellent, and I cannot praise the series enough. There's another excellent episode of Star Trek now, available on Netflix. And I'm almost as far as saying now it's the best Star Trek series ever. I quite liked original Star Trek, with Captain James T. Kirk and Scotty, the engineer. That was my favourite character. My favourite character was Uhura. Uhura. She sits at her desk, doesn't she, with that thing in her ear. Where is it now? Let's use that. Let's use this battery, isn't it? Oh, excuse me. Children, don't try this at home. Do not try this at home with a live battery. She sits there, doesn't she? Yes, Captain. And she's like that. She's usually got her back to you. And then she suddenly... There was a very good episode once where there was an explosion on the bridge and Uhura turns herself... If you've got to watch it in slow motion, you see. Slow down the playback really fast. And she turns around and throws herself onto the floor. It's hilarious. Hilarious. So I like that. I like The Next Generation. I didn't like Deep Space Nine. I found that boring. Deep Space Nine. I loved Voyager. I hated Enterprise. I just hated that. That was just awful, that series. But this one is really good. Star Trek Discovery, now on Netflix. Excuse me, there's about 11 episodes on there so far. So I watched that, The Travellers, and then I started watching something on the BBC iPlayer, which DJ Chris recommended to me on last night while I was having a chat to him on the phone, called Hard Sun. Now this, and it's another science fiction one, kind of, but again, there's no monsters or spaceships. The sun, they have learned, is about to do all sorts of bad things to the Earth, and we've only got 5 years left. And it's all about MI5 trying to keep that story under wraps so the general population doesn't hear about it and go mad and start just doing stupid things. So that's what all that's about. So that's what I did yesterday. And then after that, I then put my dinner together for lunchtime today. So I've got the big slow cooker, campfire stew, lots of lovely spices and tomato type things in there. Put the slow cooker on, went to bed, got up this morning. I tend to leave a window on the first, when you open the window and it locks, sort of in first position, so no one can get in. I do tend to open that now in the kitchen if I'm doing an overnight stew, because otherwise the whole house stinks of it. It's not an unpleasant smell, but it's not really the first thing you want to smell when you get up. Do you know what I mean? First thing I want to smell when I get up is a nice cup of tea, thank you very much. Yes. So I got up this morning, looked down, and there it was, bubbling away in the slow cooker. Once again, it's called If you want to look it up and try it yourself, if you like spicy food, it's called Sin, S-Y-N, Sin-Free Campfire Stew, and it will blow your head off. It's so hot. And that was my day yesterday. This morning, I need to go and have my hair cut about 10 o'clock when I finish chatting to you. And then I'm going to Slimming World for my weekly weigh-in. Although looking outside, I think I'm going to have to take the... It's very dark and dismal outside. If it's... I might have to take the car today because I don't want to get wet on the way home, you know. Let's say hello to some early people this morning. Good morning to S. Gregorian, who said, received notification like yesterday that you're online. Well, you should get one every time. I don't know how that works, to be honest. I just know that people on YouTube do get a notification of some sort, okay? Good morning to Paul Mosley. Morning, Paul. Welcome to the show. Did the text disappear? What text? I don't know what you mean. What text are you talking about, please? Enlighten me, sir. Paul says, I bet everyone has licked those rectangular batteries, Chris. Oh, what, when they test it to see if they're all right? You know, you're right. I do that. I do that with my radio microphone batteries. If I'm in, let me think, the King's Head Theatre Bar, I've got the microphone there takes one of those square ones, and if it starts going up, I test the battery first. Where nope, that's dead, and then I put that in the recycle bin and stick another one in. I think everyone does that on those square rectangle. What are they? PP3s, aren't they? PP3s, something like that. Over on Facebook Live, good morning, Diane Jebb, getting the first message in this morning. She's paying full attention to everything going on around her, Diane, aren't you? I wish I could. I've started leaving the phone in the kitchen now while I'm watching the telly. Because you keep grabbing the phone. Oh, just check that. Oh, just check that. And then you've missed the telly. There's many, many times I've had to wind back the programme I'm watching because I've missed a bit of it and I don't know how it got there because I was looking at my blooming phone all the time. Might be an idea. Some of you do that. I'm sure you got that phone next to you while you're watching the telly, just in case you get an important message. How did we cope before, dear? What is so important that you're going to miss a bit of Doctor Who? Exactly. Yeah, only one of the lot of messages comes up, S. Gregorian. I'm not sure which one it is. I've tried to fix that, but I can't, I'm afraid, okay? Good morning, Heidi. Welcome, Heidi. Danny Gibbs. Hello to Danny and Janet, who are watching this morning. Good morning, Danny. Up to north in Grimsby, where they have a big fish market. Are you a fish-eating person, Danny? Oh, I'm not keen on fish. I don't like the smell. Poor little fish. It's another little animal, and we don't eat dead animals, do we? I'm going to ask you in a minute, boys and girls, what are your favourite tunes? Your favourite songs? I've just put together a few of my favourite songs that I'm going to play you this morning, just little snippets of them. Okay? What are your favourite songs? And is there a reason that it's your favourite song? Perhaps a special moment in your life? Possibly when you first saw me and you heard a tune, and whenever you hear that tune, you think of me. Is that possible? Is that possible? So what are your favourite tunes? Morning, Kevin Bell. Courtney says, good morning. Lovely pictures of London at the beginning. Yes, I'm glad you're all enjoying the new 5-minute opening video. People often ask, oh, that's a long intro. Well, the old idea is that it goes on for 5 minutes and then it gives you a chance to sort of join us before we start. Otherwise, I'm sitting here talking to myself, you know, which is, to be honest, most days. I'm sitting here talking to myself, yes. Morning, Andy Baker. Welcome, Andy. Ray Reynolds is there. Good morning, Ray Reynolds. Hope you're well. Joey Millen's there. Good morning, Joey. And Courtney, better turn it off now. Not yet, dear. Not until I've finished. Not until I've finished, if you don't mind. All right? So your favourite tunes, at the moment, you know how you get a tune in your head, and sometimes for no apparent reason. Like, I've got a tune in my head at the moment, which has been going around in my head this morning. Here it is. I'm now going to sing you part of it. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta. Yeah, that one. Now, for some reason, I've got that going around in my head this morning, and I don't know why. I've no idea why. What is your favourite tune? Have you got a favourite tune? Let us know. You can either send a message on the thing on there. That's right, Evan. Good morning, Evan. Down there in Cornwall. That was Manhattan Transfer. Chanson d'amour. Did you know how I'm doing that in a French accent? Bonsoir, comment ça va? We don't need, although we won't need to speak any other languages soon. Not after Brexit. All other languages are being banned in this country. And the great Theresa May has informed me of this. No more languages, no more nothing foreign at all, no foreign restaurants, nothing. All food will be fish and chips. Fish, sausage, egg, beans and chips. That is the only food that will be available, and roast beef and British roast dinners from next, when is it, April, something like that. There's going to be nothing foreign here in the UK since Brexit, nothing. And you won't be allowed to speak your own language either. If you come over here, you will be forced to speak English. And if you don't speak English, you will be dragged out of your homes and beaten in public. And beaten. Beat them down. Speak English. English. And that is what will happen. So if you've got a holiday booked for some time late next year, I suggest you brush up on your not insects. Insects? Where did that word come from? I suggest you brush up on your English, because if you don't, you will be beaten down, dragged out of your hotel rooms. You must speak English, my darling. Theresa May will personally purchase a dominatrix outfit with whip and will personally come round and beat you if you do not speak English. And that's it. And all people will have to convert to Church of England as well. Yes, that is the case. I am correct in that. Thank you. Danny Gibbs says, I write the songs. I write the songs that make the whole world sing. I write the songs of love and special thing. Da, da, da. Have you seen my Barry Manilow videos, Danny? When I went to see Barry Manilow a few times, there's about 3 or 4 of them. If you type in United Kingdom Talk Barry Manilow, you'll see a couple of them at the O2 and in Florida. Oh, and he always finishes his shows with that one. I write the songs. I'm friends with many Barry Manilow ladies, you know. They protect me from evilness. A bit of sad news, actually, from someone this morning. Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond is retiring from touring. He's got Parkinson's disease, which is very sad, really. You know, very popular. I quite like his stuff. I like the slow, slushy stuff, especially his many tunes on the film The Jazz Singer. You know, Love on the Rocks, ain't no surprise. Pour me a drink and I'll tell you some lies. Yesterday's gone and all I want is enough. And what's the one I do? There's America. Da 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 da. You come to America. What's the other one he does? Summer Love. I do that one at karaoke. Summer Love. They call it Summer Love. And oh, how it feels. That one. And of course, you've got Crackling Rose and all that business. But yes, in this morning's Daily Mail, it says he's nearly 77. The rock legend is cancelling his tour dates in Australia and New Zealand for March. He was on his 50th anniversary tour. The Rock and Roll Hall of Famer offered... so they put Farmer. Hall of Famer offered his sincerest apologies to those who plan to go to his shows, and he says he still plans to write, record and work on other projects for a long time to come. So that's very sad, isn't it? Neil Diamond with the Parkinson's, but I think he's taken the right approach to that. He's going to continue to write and make music. I think it's very, very important for once you get to a certain age to keep doing something with your mind. You must keep doing, otherwise it just, you know, if you just vegetate in front of the telly, or admittedly like I did last night, but if you just vegetate in front of the television, it's just a one-way ticket to disaster. It really is. And it's a great shame about old Neil Diamond there. Right, let's see some of you coming in on your tunes there. One moment, please. My favourite tune is Mr. Blue Sky, Evan says. Another one of my karaoke songs. Sun is shining in the sky. There ain't no clouds above. I love it. I love it, Evan. I love it. Danny says, Banny Maniple. Banny Maniple. Oh, you corrected yourself later, I see. I write the songs reminds me of all the times we travel in the Black Cab, and every time I hear that song, always reminds me. Did I used to have that on in the car, Danny? When you were staying with me for a while? I think I must have done. Did we used to sing? Well, they never played that one at Trade, did they? What? I wonder why. Never played Barry Manor at Trade for some reason. Good morning, Shane Cameron. Welcome along. Andy Baker says, I have an image all in my day now, Chris. Theresa May in a dominatrix outfit. Yes, you will. And you will be beaten if you can't speak proper English. In it. Julian. Good morning, Julian Clark. Paul Mosley says, Stairway to Heaven. And it's only a stairway to heaven. Led Zeppelin? Yes, Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven. An excellent song. A few people have sung that at the karaoke before. Good morning, Andrew. We're talking about your favourite songs at the moment. So do let us know what your favourite songs are, boys and girls. I've got some of mine here. You might be surprised at some of them. I've got... I don't really have a favourite song. I've got a few favourite songs. I've got two from ABBA. Okay, two from ABBA. One of Us. I quite like this one. And a rightful chances. My picture clear. Everything seems so easy. You know that one from ABBA? Yes, One of Us. One of us is crying. One of us is lying. And this one, If It Wasn't for the Night. La da da. It's bad, oh so bad. Here comes the chorus, great chorus, here we go. If it wasn't for the night. Apparently a big favourite of great nephew George and great nephew Emily's, that one. I do like a bit of patriotic music. Da da da, wider still and wider. Ready for the chorus, everyone? I saw this at last night at the proms back in September. Here it comes, here it comes. Land of hope and glory. Oh, these are all my favourite ones. Here's one I used to play at a place called the Black Cap called Mystery. Do you know this one? Not very well known. Oh, I was getting quite off it then, weren't I? Was you? And I used to go to a club called Trade and FF at Turnmills. This is one of their tunes.
Okay, this is not over yet.
Let me find a chorus bit. Hang on a minute. Here we go. Here's the chorus. Do you know this one? Oh yeah, that's NRG. He never lost his hardcore. And another little ballad here that I adore.
What more can your love do for me? When will love be through
with me? And this one as well, called Day by Day.
Day by day, I wanna live every day. As long as I wanna live for my life.
Day by day.
I wanna live and fly away. I wanna live
for my life. Sing along. Day by day.
I wanna live every day.
All right, so there's some of mine. Some of my favourite songs of all time. As I say, I can't really give you a particular favourite song of all time. Evan likes Toto Africa. Da 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 da. I know that one. Toto Africa. Courtney says, why is there all fogey music? Where's your favourite tunes for now? Well, there aren't any. There aren't any, really. No, I can't think of anything that comes to mind, to be honest, Courtney. No, it's all crap music now. Actually, it has to be said, I think the music has improved recently. I was going through the charts only last night and the night before and collecting some new music together for my DJing that I do on Saturday night. And there's a lot of good, much better than it has been recently. It has to be said. Yeah, so a bit better. Let's have a look. Just A Night to Remember by Shalimar. Get ready tonight. Gonna make this a night to remember. I saw them back in November at the BBC Radio London Soul Night Out with Tony Blackburn and many other people. I touched the lead singer of Shalimar. I touched George McRae. Yes, I touched Tony Blackburn, all at the Soul Night Out. I touched them. I say I touched them. I think they looked at me and touched me. I think that is the case. Oh, yes. Paul says, I did hear the chicken song last week, the Spitting Image song, and I know what you mean singing it all day. Oh, you're not singing that one, are you? The chicken song. Wasn't that awful? Andrew loves all the 80s songs. Yes, 80s is good. 80s is very good, isn't it? Evan loves Toto Africa. Yep. Da 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 da. I've read that one, haven't I? Da 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 da. Shane, love me do. I want you to by the Beatles. Well, I know all these songs. Good morning to Tony Power, who's just come off the night shift. What's your favourite song of all time? Your favourite song of all time? Courtney, in it, bruv? Yes. I think I need to do a little bit more DJing again. What do you all think? Not in a gay club, though. No, it have to be a straight place. I used to do DJ in Belushi's in Hammersmith. I quite enjoyed it in there. Tony Power, Another Broken Heart, Dorothy Moore. I don't know that one, Tony. I shall have to look that one up. Is that 1950s? Dorothy Moore. Evan says, I'm going to see Gary Barlow at the Eden. Is he on his own or with the rest of the Take That boys? Huh? I prefer their older stuff, Relight My Fire, where Lulu comes jumping onto the stage at the end, doesn't she? And screaming her head off. We love Lulu. We love Lulu. Yes. Andy, let's have a look. John Aitken, remember Not Over Yet by Grace. Yeah, Not Over Yet. What about Grace Jones? Grace Jones, she turned up at Evan a couple of times while I was DJing in there. Judy Boucher, oh yes, Can't Be With You Tonight. I know that one, Andy. Who else? Ray Reynolds, Geely, awesome fair, the cats and there, the bogan by the sea. There's a tiny house. Max Bygraves, I believe that one. Was it Max Bygraves? Andrew says, great bands. Tears for Fears, Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Talk, No Order. Oh, yes. All from that period you're talking about there, wasn't it, eh? Why won't you DJ in a gay club? Because I don't want to play Kylie and Madonna all night long. That's why. It's just boring. Boring. And they moan and they moan and they moan. That's why. I've done it. There's nothing more for me to do there. Unless it was house. And they wouldn't ask me to do a house night anyway. Now I look too old. I don't look the part now, you see. I probably, although I do have a body like Tom Daley, I'm not sure that I could now remove my T-shirt as I used to do and stand on a stage and look fit. I don't... I don't think that's possible anymore, Courtney. Let Freedom Ring. Oh, Mara, you heard me play it yesterday, did you? That's another one I do at the karaoke. Let freedom ring. La da da da, beyond the da 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 da. I need the words in front of me, unfortunately. Would you like me to perform that for you this morning live? Anyone? No? Oh, well, that's it. I know, Courtney. I suppose perhaps in a different place to where I was working before, I found it impossible to please anyone in the place in Clapham. I just kind of lost it in there. Really, I did. So we had to go. So we had to leave. All right, another couple of stories here. Now, be careful if you're going down to doctors for an injection this morning. Look at this again. Another story from the Mail this morning. A Roman Catholic deacon. Oh my God, he's one of us. A Roman Catholic deacon has gone on trial in Belgium, accused of killing at least 10 people, including his own mother. by injecting air into their veins. How do you do that then? Because when you do that thing, it's got... I suppose if you don't put anything in it, it's got air in it, hasn't it? This bloke, a former nurse, dubbed the Deacon of Death. Well, we need an echo for that, don't we? Dubbed the Deacon of Death. Shouldn't laugh. All those people have died. Mustn't laugh at things like that. This bloke, a former nurse, dubbed the Deacon of Death, would be one of the worst serial killers in Belgian history if convicted in the town of Bruges. And what's in Belgium? Is that a nice place to go and visit? Belgium. I get conflicting stories. Some people say it's all right if you want to go to the bars. Well, I can do that here. I can go down to the Running Horse or the Spotted Cow. Can't I? I can do that here. Why would I need to get on a train or a plane and go to another country to get drunk? So some people say it's all right. Other people say it's one of the most boring places in the world. Not sure about that. This bloke, 61 years old, was arrested in... It's a bit old for a deacon, isn't he? Isn't that for young men, deacons, and then they build up to priests? Anyway, the 61-year-old, originally arrested in 2014 after authorities were told that he had confessed to his psychiatrist he had actively euthanized dozens of people. He made 2 partial confessions during the inquiry, but later retracted them. And I like that word, retracted. Retracted. Try and use that in a sentence today, retracted. He retracted them and has since denied the charges against him. He spent 20 years working as a nurse in a clinic in Menin, near the French border, and had another 10 as a pastoral visitor after being an ordained deacon. So, you've got to be careful when you go to these doctors, and you know what's in that flu injection. Maybe you've just had a row with the doctor. Don't ever complain at the front desk. Oh, that's deadly, that is. If you've got an appointment for 10 o'clock, and if like me, you get there about 9:30, which is, I kid you not, I get to an appointment a good half hour before we start. That's me. That's me. My mate will get there bang on time, unless he gets caught in traffic, in which case he's late. I will always be about half an hour early for an appointment. Because I think it's very rude to not turn up for an appointment on time. Other people don't get that. Some people don't get that. The NHS, for example, that's just one example. But the NHS, they're overstretched as it is, without having to worry about people being late for appointments. And there's a lot of them. You sit there waiting in the doctor's or the dentist or the hospital, and you see people running in, oh, I'm sorry, I'm late. They can't all have been having the same problem, can they? I think it's the height of rudeness to be turning up late for an appointment. I really do. But if you go to the doctor, if you get there at 9:30 for a 10 o'clock appointment and you're still sitting there at midday, whatever you do, don't go and complain. You don't know what's going to happen in that little cubicle to you. Terrible things have happened to people in those cubicles, dear. Terrible things. Might make an appointment later myself and see what happens to me. Let's have a look. Kevin says, when I'm meeting with students, I hate it when they show up early. I have a shift. What, when they show up early? Really? Really? Does that annoy you when they show up early? I've got to admit, I go to the hospital about 4 times a year for something. And I get there early. If the doctors will, oh, hello, Chris, yeah, come through now. And I can be seen and dispatched before the appointment's even started. How fantastic is that? I love it. Right, let's go back to some of your messages there. Evan says another cracking tune is the Eagles. Welcome to the Hotel California. Oh, he's seen the Eagles live 5 times. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Raksu. Oh, not them, dear. Raksu with their rickets. Dimitri. Is it Dimitri? I quite like the song. And they're quite likeable, but that dance, who's teaching them to dance? Knees bent all the time, bouncing up and down like they're on something. Andy, yes, Andy, Raksu could be the next big thing. Well, they've just disappeared. Maybe they're working on stuff, are they? I mean, they won that X Factor. That was about, what was that, about 8 weeks ago now? Nothing yet, is there? It's all gone very quiet on the Raxu department. Boom, 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 boom. John True. Good morning, John. Hello, John. Is that a good mate, John? I hope your little child is all right. I can't remember if it's a girl or a boy now. I'm sorry. But John says, few for me. Joe Longthorn, love is all. You sing that at my karaoke's. You used to, didn't you? La, 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 la. Oh, I know that song. We love that one, John. Matt Monroe, if I never sing another song, it wouldn't bother me. I know these songs. Look, Josh Grogan, our improviso, Amor. Funnily enough, that's what I sing. I'm not... Where's that? There's another Josh Grogan one that I don't like, actually. I can't remember what it is now. It's so depressing. So depressing. Now, the thing is, John... all those ones you've said there are ballads, okay? But they're not depressing ballads. There are ballads and there are depressing ballads. And I do object when people do these blooming depressing ballads. I Will Always Love You, Whitney Houston, or of course, who's the other one? Who else does that? No, it's gone from my head. That one, Hero, Mariah Carey. There's another one and another. My Way, Frank Sinatra. Please don't do these songs at karaoke. They doesn't work. I don't care how good you are at singing them, dear. You know. I only know the words, Mari, if they come up on the screen in front of me. Evan says Belgium is a dump. A lot of people have said that to me. Some people say it's really good. Other people say it's an absolute dump. So there we are. Well, Courtney, maybe I should have another go in a gay club. What do you reckon? I don't think anyone would want me now, Courtney. I really don't, darling. I've had my time. I've had my time. My share of losing. And winning as well, incidentally. Kevin says it might be my last show. I've a hard time meeting in the mornings. Ah, well, sometimes we do a nighttime show, Kevin. Keep an eye out for those. It might be one tonight, actually. Courtney says we went to Gwent in Belgium and it was stunning. There you go. City of Water. I'd go back. So Courtney likes Belgium, you see. Some people do, some people don't. Where's Adam the plumber? He's probably got his arm stuck down a U-bend somewhere, I would guess. Tony Power. I hear Beyonce is the star act in Brighton Pride this year. If it's true, then what a coup. Is it really? Is that right? Have they got Beyonce? Da 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 da. Oh. I think I should be the star person in Brighton Pride. I don't think anyone would know me anymore, would they, Tony? I never used to be able to walk down through Soho without 10 people wanting to say hello. Now, no one knows me. How times change, dear. Andy Baker complained to my doctor once, and the next thing I knew, I was taken off his panel. I had to find a new doctor. There you go, you see. Don't complain about your doctors, especially not before you go into the cubicle. Things could be cut off against your will. Be careful. Kevin, too, can't stand Josh Groban. Yeah, it's just, no, it's not my cup of tea at all. Diane loves loads of songs. Billy Ocean's Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car. Something like that. Yeah, I know that one. Diane. Do. Who's phoning in today? No one, sadly. No one's phoning in today. Never mind. We're not desperate for calls. If people don't want to ring in, they don't want to ring in. That's all right. That's no problem. But it's there if you want it to be. Okay? Over on there. But the Wurzels. Thank you, Paul. I've got a brand new combine harvester. I'll give you the key. And it's sad I know all these songs. How sad is that? The Happy Mondays, excellent. Yeah, happy. But they weren't very happy, were they? The Happy Mondays didn't seem to be very happy for some reason. A boy like Tom Daly is wearing Speedos and covered in water. That's me. The Stone Roses, yes. New Order. Joy Division. Joy and Pain. What's that? Is that Joy and Pain? Joy Division? Joy and Pain. No, that was Frankie Beverly and Mays, wasn't it? Yeah, that was. So there's a little chat this morning about music and what have you. I've got another couple of stories here for you boys and girls. Now, you know I keep going on about Netflix, and I just found the programming quality on Netflix is fantastic. They've got some fantastic dramas on there. Now, we used to have all this. It was on the BBC and ITV, all wonderful dramas. Now, there are still a few good things around, but not much of it. Netflix, there's so much on there. There really is. Well, according to the BBC News website this morning, it says Netflix membership has gone past 117 million subscribers now. Arise said the company showed its investment in original program was paying off. Now, Netflix actually don't have much money hanging around them. They are investing it all into original programming, and I think it's paying off. I've become a subscriber, and you may remember the last few years, I've told you so many times I would not have subscription television. I don't have Sky, cable television, anything like that. I've got the Freeview and the Free Sat. But I have now also got Netflix, $9.99 a month for 4K, because I've got one of them, extra, what's it called? Extra high definition telly. And the picture's fantastic on my telly. Fantastic. The story goes on. The streaming juggernaut added a record 8.3 million subscribers in the 3 months to December, with 6.36 million of them coming from outside the US, which is fantastic. We've got a call coming in. Tony Power. Good morning, Tony.
Hi, Chris. I just thought I'd give you a ring to say hi.
Morning. Are you a Netflix subscriber, Tony?
I've got Netflix, yes. I actually watch it all the time now.
Yeah, me too.
There's some great stuff on there, isn't there?
Oh, it really is. On my new telly, I've actually got a button on the remote control specifically for Netflix. It says Netflix, so it's one for Netflix and one for Amazon, which I'm not.
Well, I've actually got Amazon as well.
Oh, have you got them both?
Yeah, I've got them both. In fact, it's only recently I discovered I could actually use Amazon videos as well free, because I've been an Amazon member for quite a while now.
Oh, and you didn't know that?
I realised that you could actually use Prime videos on there for free.
So you're a member of Amazon Prime, but you didn't realise you got the videos for nothing?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
never realised that, it's actually part of the deal, so...
That's right, yes. Yeah.
So I now use both. But actually, the Amazon quality, the quality of the videos aren't all that great, are they, on Amazon?
I don't know.
I prefer Netflix.
I haven't seen any of them, to be honest. I know...
Well, there's quite variety there, actually, but...
what do you watch on Netflix?
I sort of prefer Netflix, really,
What do you watch on Netflix?
Oh, also, they got American series and kind of things like... I quite like Riverdale.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Have you seen? Oh, that's quite nice. It's actually a younger person's kind of show mainly. It's quite a long series. It's been going for quite a while.
Is that science fiction?
And also, I watch the kind of the Roman series like Spartacus and stuff like that as well.
What about The Crown?
Sorry?
The Crown.
I haven't seen that. No.
Oh, you haven't seen The Crown?
I watch bits and pieces of everything, really,
Yeah, it's all about Queen Elizabeth. It's all about Elizabeth. And you know what else is on there now? The first series of Victoria's on there as well.
Oh, right, yeah. I might have a look at it, actually.
Yeah, and they had some lovely Christmas films on there as well at Christmas, which I enjoyed. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Netflix now. Big fan.
Well, you see, the thing is now, I quite actually watch... I quite like watching movies now, which is something I wouldn't normally do when I was younger. I'd be out to the nightclubs all the time and out and about and doing this and that. But now, I'm quite happy just to sit at home watching a Netflix video or film or whatever, movie.
Oh, that's great. I love it. Andrew says the lack of British shows put me off in the past, but they've added a lot since. Even Only Fools and Horses is on Netflix now. Yeah, there's a lot of British TV shows on there as well. Presumably they buy them off the BBC or they rent them from them.
Probably, yeah.
And put them on there because not everything stays on there forever, does it? Sometimes.
Oh no! You got to be quite quick. I think you're given a limited time to watch something.
Yeah, my sister said she was watching something, and then you get a message up saying there is only, I don't know, 2 weeks left before this one is taken down. So you then have to watch them all quickly before they disappear.
It's what I like most about it, really, is I watched all the Benidorm, series on there.
Yeah.
All the sort of comedy, Benidorm, series that's been on for quite a few years now.
Yeah, wonderful program.
I've sort of caught up on all them now. Whereas something, there's one thing I don't like is sort of watching, say, an episode or something, and then having to wait for next week to see how it progresses and all that. Whereas on Netflix, you can get a whole
I hear
whole
what you're
series
saying
of stuff
there.
together.
I think, no, I don't agree with that. I think that's quite exciting oh gosh, we've got another week to wait. And then you're building up to that week. You miss that out, don't you though, Tony? When you're just getting it all at the same time. I think you miss something out if you like binge watching several episodes. I mean, a couple of episodes at a time, but not the whole series. People take days off work to watch a series, don't they?
Well, the thing is, it's all right if you got time in the evenings to watch. If you're going to be sure you're going to be around next Sunday evening, for instance, to watch so and so,
Yeah.
all well and good. But I can't guarantee I'm going to be around or available next week to watch so and so. Then I miss out on something.
Well,
but
that's because
I suppose you can catch up now on ITV Player or BBC Player or whatever,
That's because you're out all the
you-
time, Tony. You're just a social social. What's it called? What's that person? What's that
maniac.
called? No, what's that called? A socialite. You're a socialite, lovey. Everyone
dunno.
knows you, dear. Everybody knows your name.
I'm not so sure about that, but.
I must get out, actually. It's time for me to leave the slimming world near enough.
But anyway, I've got my new single out at the moment, which is the Diane Hill one, which is I hope it's going to do quite well.
Perhaps you'll send it to me and I'll be able to play it on my worldwide famous radio and music show that I do on Mondays.
It seems to be quite liked by people so far. So,
I am awaiting the email that it will that will bring it to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll send you one a copy anyway.
Yeah. All right,
I
Tony.
better
Have
let
a
you
lovely
get on
day,
because
sir.
you've probably got other people lined up to have a chat with you.
No, I'm going, mate. I'm going. I've got to go out
you're
the door
going now,
shortly.
are you?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Got to get out.
So you might as well. It's quite mild today, actually. I've been out already. I just got back from work a while ago. So
It
I've been
looks
on all night,
mild,
so.
but I think it's going to rain. Looks like it's going to rain.
There's supposed to be a
at
bit
some
of
point.
rain, but it's supposed to be quite mild this week in general. You're supposed to get
Yes.
14 degrees, actually.
All right then, my darling. Have a lovely day, Tony.
Yeah, you take care now.
Cheerio.
Yeah, bye now.
Bye. There we are. Tony calling in. He writes songs. You'll hear his new song when he sends it in to me. He said he was going to send it in to me on the email. I'm still waiting for that at the moment. John says we use Netflix. I think it's great. The only amount of variety available in terms of not only films, but all those TV seasons. Plus, there's enough for the little girl. Yeah, they've got a little girl watching the cartoons and all the children's programs. There's so much more than we used to have, I must say. Kevin says, Kevin thinks Netflix has gone down. I liked it when they had classic shows and movies. Now it seems it's only about their own shows. But yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, there's not many people making their own shows anymore. It's so expensive to make drama. The Crown cost £100 million to make. £100 million. Gosh. And apparently, Evan says the BBC owns a stake in Netflix. Well, I didn't know that. I'll have to look at that one. And over on YouTube, Paul says, I've got Sky. It's so expensive. £60 a month. Get rid of it, Paul. Paul, I tell you what, get rid of your Sky, unless, of course, you're a sports fan, because it's all on Sky and British Telecom television, isn't it? That's the only thing with Sky. They've got all the sport. I think that's how they sell it. They've got all the sport. £60 a month for telly. That's 700 odd quid a year, mate. Get rid of it, dear. Give up the football. I don't think my nephew could do that, give up the football. Andrew says, my only complaint on Netflix is that my list, which stores your watch later shows, doesn't separate films from TV shows. I don't use it. I do get a little confused with all these menus and bits and pieces that are happening on there, I must admit. Good. And Paul says Sky Movies is crap. I wouldn't know because I haven't really got it, to be honest. Don't really watch that. All right. Let's read today's birthdays, and then I must leave because I've got to get down and get my hair cut before I go and have my Slimming World weigh in. If I have my hair cut, it might take £0.5 off, mightn't it? Happy birthday today to Emily Levine, 34 years old today. Happy birthday, Emily. To Pete Martin, DJ extraordinaire. Hello, Pete. It's been years since I saw you. Very, very big up north. Happy birthday, Pete. Philip Kerr is 42 years old today. Sally Monella is 32 years old today. Sally Monella, drag queen, okay. And Lauren Matthew Wright is 25 years old today. So happy birthday to you all, gang. Here comes the song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Emily, Pete, Philip, Sally, and Lauren. Happy birthday to you. All right. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Might be back with you tonight at some point. Not sure yet. We'll see how that goes, okay? So if so, I'll see you later. If not, I'll see you sometime tomorrow. Have a lovely Tuesday, and thanks very much for watching and listening to the show. Bye-bye now.